Welcome to the Sometimes Weekly Show. I'm your host, Resego LT Tabane. Same suit, same place, same country, and oh, what now, South Africa? It's that time of the year again where you grab your friends, get with other parties, and you make amends. Hope you get your rest because it's that time again. It is time to protest. Woo! Yes. It's that time of year again, time for protest action. Although, let's be honest, for some of us, it's always that time, right? CPUT kind of looks like they never stop protesting. But that's just their students completing practical components, you know? Because after all, what is a working class citizen's job in South Africa without a little doing once in a while? That's CPUT preparing their students for the real South Africa. Anyway, like I was saying, it is the end of the year now, and it is that time where CPUT find themselves joined by other universities, most notably UCT and University of the Free State. Actually, honestly, I think those are the only other two protesting at the moment. But never mind that. That places facing full protest at the top of my list of the most lit student activities for the third year in a row. Although that probably has something to do with the fact that it literally gets lit. JK, just kidding. No, not really, but hey, it hasn't actually gotten lit. Nothing's been burnt or put on fire this year yet at the universities other than CPUT, because but whatever, we know that's their practical opponent, so whatever. Besides being the most lit student activity, protest is now one of the most relaxing, providing another way for students to get away from their stressful lives. Protesting students can be seen lying on the sunny beaches, the sunny roads of Cape Town, just standing in their bathing suits, in their birthday suits. They can be seen lying on the sunny roads of Cape Town in their birthday suits. Wow. Freedom to protest nude, I guess. I guess that's sort of a new one. Now, protesting in the streets of Cape Town naked isn't exactly fully lawful because you're naked and you're outside and you're not at that one part of Clifton that you never go to with your parents or your friends or yourself or ever really. Just never go to that part of Clifton. It doesn't quite warrant the level of force used against students by these officers. Protesters are shown being dragged into police vehicles like animals. Absolutely outrageous. But I guess, no matter how valid the cause, any sort of disrupting of roads deserves a just and swift and harsh response by law enforcement. Okay, and yes, that kind of sucks, but I guess it sort of makes it better that at least they're consistent in the way they dish out their just and harsh punishment, right? They are. Or are they?
Now, thousands of people participated in what organizers called Black Monday protests against farm killings. The public was encouraged to wear black to show solidarity against the rising number of farm attacks and violent crimes.
Meanwhile, the Gauteng Department of Education granted concessions for grade 12 pupils who arrived late for their exams due to those protests.
Wait, so they did the same thing for Black Monday? No, surely then they got the same response from the police, right? Okay, they didn't get the same response from the police, but then they probably just weren't blocking any important roads, probably just little side roads or whatever.
There were chaotic traffic scenes on the N1 near Bella Bella. Thousands of farmers were traveling at 20 kilometers an hour on the highway. Farmers in Mahikeng joined protesters on the N4 to Rustenburg. Thousands joined a procession along the N1 outside Bloemfontein.
Oh. Okay, fine, but then they probably weren't being blatantly provocative. You know what I'm saying? They were probably just chill or whatever.
The old apartheid flag was displayed in some parts.
Oh. Okay, so then I wonder, what is the difference between these two protest groups? I see. White farmers, black students. Interestingly enough, this protest on Monday, Black Monday, why is it called Black Monday, fam? Anyway, this protest on Monday was about the targeted killings of white farmers around South Africa. So even when white farmers are complaining about getting the short end of the stick, they're not really getting the short end of the stick. Obviously, this isn't a problem that we can just ignore. Farm murders all around need to be stopped. It's not a good thing. It can't be good for the economy. I can't imagine that it can be very good for the industry. And obviously, we can't just have people out there being murdered for planting and reaping stuff, right? But you know, how's about we not just stop there? How about we address the fact that for the longest time, farmers have been able to pay their workers using the DOP system? How about we address all the socio-economic problems that have been systematically embedded into society or into those societies of the farm workers because of their past payments through the DOP system? You know, we address the farm murders, we address the effects of the DOP system, and we try and, you know, come through with some redress in that area. We maybe increase minimum wage for farm workers too, you know. We do like a whole sweep of farm issues, and then at the end of the day, everybody's happy. But how's about we not just protest about the farm issues that only affect white farmers? Farms have been a big problem. The way farm workers have been a big... The way farm workers have been treated, I mean, it's been a problem in South Africa since its very inception. I mean, we can't all of a sudden now want to protest when something goes wrong because it affects white people, right? But hey, maybe we shouldn't just be protesting about the one thing, and we should just be protesting farms just in general, and then we address all the issues, and then everybody's happy, and then yay! Anyway, back to student protests. Let's talk about the expensive to repair and totally unnecessary damage of property. More specifically, the use of human feces at UCT. Bruh, I don't know how UCT keeps getting themselves into these crappy situations. I honestly keep wondering where the UCT students keep getting this crap. And why? Why do they think that it's a good idea to pour the stuff out into their faculty buildings? That doesn't make any sense to me.
We're number two! We're number two!
No, I guarantee that if the university decided not to clean up the mess, there would be outrage. If the university was just like, nah, you know what, either you guys live with it or you guys gotta clean it up yourselves, the students would be absolutely pissed. You know, the worst thing is, like, as students, you think that they know better because, like, that classic house party rule, you know, you absolutely never host a house party. You never host. And I'm not just talking because, like, no one would ever show up. I mean, I'm saying you never host because the mess you'd have to clean up afterwards is just absolutely ridiculous. Not that I know. Always get lit at someone else's house so that you can make a mess without consideration of how it's going to be cleaned afterwards. Always get lit at someone else's house so that you can make a mess without any consideration of how to clean it up afterwards. But because UCT can just hire cleaners, they made an absolute mess without any consideration of how it's going to be cleaned up. All while protesting the unfairness around systematic privilege. Sarcastic applause for irony. Talking about privilege, Stellenbosch University, the untouched campus. But maybe not untouched in a good way. Maybe untouched in a I haven't felt human touch in so long kind of way. Because let's be honest, an entire campus of students who cannot who cannot empathize with their peers, their age group, their entire generation, simply because, they never needed that kind of help. There's a little bit of human touch missing there. But hey, look, I didn't bring Stellenbosch up just to fire shots.
You're gonna be fine, baby doll.
Or did I? Because honestly, I was literally just going to say that Stellenbosch continued their exams uninterrupted, and some people are even finishing exams right about now. But that's not really news. That's like, and in other news, water is wet, sky is blue, ANC corrupt, DA racist. It's not really news. It's sort of like, it's just facts that we all already knew. In other news, it's looking more and more likely that South Africa will host the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Yes! Yeah, another win. Yo, that was corny as corn, brie. Corny as maize. Can't figure my way out of it. In other news, it is looking more and more likely that South Africa will host the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Yeah! Another victory for South Africans, another World Cup. Fantastic. And I don't know why I'm sounding sarcastic, because it's actually a good thing, because it was getting tense between us South Africans, wasn't it? Right. Finally, something we can all band together for. We can all stop scamming each other and unite to scam the foreigners. Look, it will be no easy task. Our visitors are seasoned veterans, and they are from the West. And we all know they've been specializing in foreign exploitation for as long as anyone can remember. But I believe that we can do it. In other news, Mayor Mzandile Masina says that he will be stepping down when if Cyril Ramaphosa becomes elected president of the ANC. He's quoted saying, "I will not serve under Cyril." Continuing, "I cannot lead people who do not listen to me." And to that I say, wow. Bruh, that's like the dude who just doesn't know the truth about whether or not he's truly accepted in the group. It's sort of like, hey guys, I'm not gonna go to this party, eh? I'm not feeling it. And you're just gonna hey man, were you even invited to the party? And it's just I'm not really feeling it, I'm not really feeling the vibe this time around. It's hey bruh, I'm not even sure if we invited guys. Did we even invite this guy to the party? And he's like, I'm just not gonna go to some place where no one even listens to me, no one even listens to what I'm saying, and I'm just gonna keep on talking as if I don't really know the truth, that these guys don't even want me here in the first place. And it's hey bruh, look, truth is, we never even really liked you. You just happened to have that one friend who was he had friends in powerful places or whatever, and he was really resourceful, and he'd always bring the booze to the party. But then we slowly started realizing that maybe the booze wasn't good for the party. For the parties. And we started realizing, albeit very slow, we were catching on extremely slow. Telecom connectivity slow. But hey, we're realizing maybe he's not the best fit for the parties. And so we're gonna go, and we're gonna leave you behind in any case. So yeah, we need to we're gonna go, and we're gonna leave you behind. So in other African news, Uhuru Kenyatta won the Kenyan election for the second time this year. Bruh. Look, I'll get into the details, but let's just look at this. This dude's name is Kenyatta, bruh. You can't say this guy's surname without saying Kenya. You can't say Kenya without accidentally saying 2/3 of this dude's name. Like, it's no wonder they won, like, bruh. And you actually imagine the opposition party trying to rally against Kenyatta, literally at their rallies, bruh. They a vote for us. It's a vote for Kenya, yeah. And like the crowd just being like, wait, a vote for them is a vote for Kenyatta. So then why don't we just vote for Kenya? No. A vote for us is a vote for Kenya, yeah. A vote for us is a vote for Kenyatta. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sort of like anyway, the point is, it's a stupid point, but the point is, you can't say Kenya without accidentally saying 2/3 of the song of these names. So like, it's no real wonder why you won. It's almost like if my name was Resego South Africani, how could you not vote for me? It would be impossible for you not to vote for me. That's pretty bad. Now, despite how perfect Kenyatta's name is for him to be the one to run Kenya, there is a lot of controversy that came around the winning of his first, the first election this year. So basically, what happened was the election then went through a constitutional test by the courts. It was then deemed unconstitutional. Then they decided that they were going to vote again, something that at least 2 other countries on the planet wish that they could do right about now. So they had a second election and Kenyatta won a second time, but that's only after his chief competitor Raila Odinga had completely dropped out the race, something I wish Jacob Zuma had done in 2014. Yeah, I wish, bro. So he had completely dropped out the race, and then Kenyatta ended up winning the 98% of the vote, obviously because he had dropped out and he had told his voters not to vote for anyone, Odinga that is. So, and Kenyatta actually acknowledges that taints his victory. He says that he knows that the election can be put through another constitutional test. And Kenyatta says that he is perfectly willing to go through that constitutional path. Oh, Kenya, tell me what it's like. It must be so nice to have a president who at least pretends to respect the constitution of your country. Because we don't have that here.
Thank you very much if I can laugh, because I will always laugh.
Anyway, that's the show. I'm your host, Resego LT Tabane, and this has been the Sometimes Weekly Show. This happens weekly. Sometimes. Keep well and God bless Africa.